Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Aditya Turkatia, the global institutional markets head at Ripple, he recently gave a statement, guys, on this emerging crypto asset class and how some of these real-world utility tokens are going to be used. On-ramps and off-ramps, tokenization, custody and custodial services, liquidity and identity, and clearly being an employee over there at Ripple. Well, I can only imagine that XRP is going to play a major role in this as the market eagerly anticipates the launch of the BTC ETFs in 2024. It's important to remember that building blocks are the form and foundation of blockchain infrastructure and institutional adoption. So moving away from the hype, the first statement of this post is that we know you guys are probably very excited about Bitcoin ETFs, but that is just part of this. The building blocks are really what's going to be foundational. So remember, there are going to be cryptocurrencies that do have real world value. Here are some key elements we shouldn't overlook. So he talks about on-ramps, off-ramps, transfer of value to and from traditional to blockchain environments. Number two is tokenization of assets. And guys, this I think is very underestimated. I think people take for granted when they do transfer value that it just kind of takes place in the back end and it takes 4 to 5 days and it costs whatever service fee it is. But with blockchain technology, this is all going to change. Issuance, representation, and fractionalization of value in blockchain environments. Then we have number three, custody and custodial services, holding assets, key management, security, and settling transactions from crypto wallets, liquidity, enabling frictionless exchange and availability of assets for trading and commerce, and then identity, knowing your counterparty, mitigating AML and sanctions risk. So the identity part of it is also crucial for governments worldwide to know who is trading or transferring in cryptocurrency assets. So I wanted to thank XRP Drops and Aditya Turkatia here for posting that. And so along those lines of a more robust cryptocurrency infrastructure, there are larger factors at play here, and the ECB, guys, is just one example of an organization that is setting out to test the resilience, the stress test of 109 different banks. This one courtesy of Mr. Mann here, and it was just put out last week. Okay, some of the major points: 109 ECB supervised banks to be stress tested on cyber attack response and recovery. Scenario assumes banks are hit by successful cyber attacks that disrupt their daily operations. Supervisors are to discuss their findings with each bank during regular supervisory review process. So basically a statement here saying that they are testing 109 banks directly in 2024. The exercise will assess how many banks respond to and recover from a cyber attack. So, they're putting it out there in plain sight. A cyber attack is likely going to happen. The banks have to be prepared. They've told us this since 2020. Klaus Schwab, in that ominous video of him saying, be very, very aware there's going to be a cyber pandemic and how we react and is going to be important for the world, so on and so forth. Guys, they're putting it in front of our faces. They are laughing at us. Even so far as these banks putting out statements, while the European Central Bank, the central bank for all central banks over there in Europe, putting out a statement saying, look, we are prepared for this. We are, looking at 109 banks directly and analyzing and assessing how they would undergo remedies for a potential cyber attack. As part of this exercise, 28 banks will undergo an enhanced assessment for which they will submit additional information on how they coped with the cyber attack. This sample covers different business models and geographies. So they just kind of go on in more detail about that. I will link this in the description of the video if you guys want to read it. But make no mistake, US power is shifting into the hands of other economies. I happen to see this from Real Vision's Twitter page. He's got a few videos here. This, guys, is Felix Zuloff, okay? I wanted to play you guys a couple of clips here. If you want to watch the full interview, it is linked in, I believe it is linked here. You guys can go to the interview over there on YouTube. Yeah, it's just down in here. So I will link Real Vision's page in the description of this video. For now, though, I just wanted to play you guys this. BRICS countries are shifting from US bonds to gold. Make no mistake, guys, this landscape is changing, and it's changing very, very fast. Listen to this.
BRICS countries will not buy new treasury bonds, a new US dollar-denominated debt, because they saw what happened with the Russian assets, and the dollar being used as a weapon against those who do not behave as the US likes creates a lot of problems. And the Chinese and the Saudis and the Russians have started to work on a creation of a competitive system already that will eventually be launched, but they will not buy into treasury bonds. And that's why they are buying much more gold these days, they are using gold, and they eventually may use other commodities as well for their reserves instead of treasury bonds. So that creates a problem for the US.
So the US economy obviously being threatened by this shift away from US Treasury bonds to the gold economy. Well, we knew this has been happening. I wanted to play you guys another clip here. Macro geopolitics and the fact that it is game over for the United States. Listen to this.
Geopolitical world order has changed. For many decades, actually since World War II, we had a unipolar world. In the Western world, unipolar system that was very US-centric, could really move and shake the world the way they liked. And when the wall came down and we globalized, it was a US-centric unipolar world. And I think the Americans and the Europeans are the only ones who haven't caught it that it's over. That game is over. We are now in a disorder trying to look for a new multipolar world order because there are challenges coming up.
We are looking at a new world, guys. It's game over for the US, and according to Felix Zoloff, the US and Europe are the only ones that aren't catching on yet. So I'm pretty anxious to watch this full thing. The interview here, the full episode is on Real Vision, and I will, again, link this in the description of the video for you guys. XRP Crypto Wealth bringing us some more interesting news with regard to the XRP ledger, seeing a surge in network metrics. So some surprising trends going into 2024. Thomas Silkjar here, head of analytics and compliance for the XRPL Foundation, hinted at interesting trends seen for the XRP ledger towards the close of 2023. Silkjar posted a graph showing the number of imported accounts. Okay, so accounts that were imported onto the XRP ledger since 2023, quite noticeable, was a significant spike in these two metrics from mid-December. So we talked a little bit about this a couple of weeks ago. Check out these metrics. Imported XAH, burned XRP, and imported accounts just shot up in the last 2 weeks of December. The increase in imported accounts follows developments that occurred on the XRP ledger ecosystem in 2023 when Vechain did announce that Zao was activating an account on Zao using the same XRPL accounts or the same R addresses that are used for their XRP balances. So that was the reasoning. Around the same time in December, the Sum and Zaman 2.6.0 versions were released, providing multi-network support across the XRPL and Zao and allowing users to easily switch networks with the same R address. So giving XRPL users that functionality is similar to how you can use your Ethereum address for ERC20 tokens on other networks. XRP Scan and XRP Ledger Explorer also launched a new X app that allows users to import their XRPL accounts into Zao and get 2 XAH for free. Zao is an XRPL ecosystem smart contract sidechain that incorporates XRPL functionality, also enabling smart contracts. So we are seeing, the metrics change on the XRP ledger because more functionality is being created on the XRP ledger. So in this morning's video, when I talk about, Stefan Hubert's observation that Ripple is actually holding less and less XRP over time, and that trend has been continuing into 2024. If you guys didn't catch that, I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner. I think part of the reason, and of course, Ripple doesn't want to hold XRP. That wasn't their MO from the beginning, but they had to at the beginning for certain reasons. But now, since the landscape is changing, we're seeing a lot more XRP being distributed to different organizations and different facilitators of XRP transactions over the XRP ledger. And this is just, another example of how, more users are going to be able to use or access functionality on the XRP ledger through the Zao network or, the many other functional projects over there on the XRP ledger. So some interesting metrics coming into 2024. Wanted to thank XRP Crypto Wolf and Thomas Silkjar for posting those. We've got some Vechain news too, guys. This one from Eisenreich here on Twitter. Vechain Thor sets a new record, 2 million transactions and counting. We've been actually seeing quite a nice little retracement here for the Vechain token, since Bitcoin has retraced. Vechain has actually come back down a little bit here, back down to about 3 cents. At the height, we were seeing it at 0.037. Full disclosure, Vechain is part of my legacy portfolio and part of the Patreon portfolio, which you guys can see at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. You can see how much money I put into Vechain and, some of the other cryptocurrencies I have diversified into. If that is something you are interested in, and we're looking at a bit of a retracement here for Vechain. It's okay, though. I'm not worried. The entire market is retracing at this moment. So 2 million transactions and counting, guys. This is the most recent milestone for the Vechain Thor blockchain. The platform has achieved a record-breaking 2 million transactions. transactions. This feat not only demonstrates the platform's growing popularity, but also its scalability and efficiency. I don't think Vechain is on enough people's radar, and that's kind of good for us, at least at this moment. If you guys want to purchase some of that particular token, Colin Brown, a renowned expert in blockchain research, announced the accomplishment in a recent post on X. Brown underlined the Vechain Thor ecosystem's tremendous growth and the participation of major firms, including Walmart, DB Schenker, BMW, Deloitte, DNV, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and others. So those are just naming a handful of Vechain partnerships. But you guys can see there more activity on the Vechain Thor blockchain. While the surge in transactions is a testament to the blockchain's robustness and scalability, Brown believes the impact on Vechain's VET price will take time to manifest fully because, guys, we are still in a spec market. So, a lot of this activity, despite the developments, it's great to hear about the developments, but the activity here, the price appreciation is still based on spec movement. We still have not really kind of gotten into that real world utility scene. We're still waiting for, governments worldwide to regulate cryptocurrencies fully before we really get into that. And I think that, at this point in time, we're still kind of eyeing Bitcoin to gauge where the market is going to go next. But that's okay. I mean, I'll take it for now. Anyway, wanted to thank Eisenreich there for posting that. Some more news too, guys, coming from XRP Healthcare. Explore how mergers and acquisitions are poised to transform Africa's fragmented healthcare sector in the inaugural edition of XRP Healthcare's magazine. Dive deeper into the topic and learn more. So check this out here. Africa healthcare sector marked by fragmentation and disparities is on the brink of a significant transformation driven by the strategic implementation of mergers and acquisitions. This pivotal shift promises to bring coherence, efficiency, and improved accessibility to a region grappling with diverse healthcare challenges. The current state of Africa's healthcare infrastructure reflects a disjointed landscape with disparate systems, limited resources, and uneven distribution of medical facilities. And so XRP Healthcare is striving to help remedy this. Mergers and acquisitions emerge as a powerful tool to address these challenges, offering the potential to consolidate resources, streamline operations, and enhance overall healthcare delivery. So something that this endeavor really has set out to achieve. And, they're really taking it and running with it. One of the primary benefits of M&A in the healthcare sector is the potential for economies of scale. By merging existing entities, organizations can combine their strengths, reducing redundant costs, and negotiate better deals with suppliers. This in turn allows for the efficient allocation of financial resources, making quality healthcare services more accessible to a broader population. And guys, recently, earlier last month, actually, we did talk about that strategic collaboration with XRP Healthcare and the Bernardi Investment Group. So that is kind of the most recent partnership over there at XRP Healthcare. They aim to unify profitable healthcare institutions and pharmacies, fostering a cohesive healthcare ecosystem. The integration of blockchain technology, decentralization, and strategic expansion strategies positions their collaboration to revolutionize healthcare delivery across the continent. So they are looking to, really kind of dominate healthcare across the continent. A great company here doing some great things in the continent of Africa and doing it on the XRPL. So wanted to thank XRP Healthcare there just for that update. Another article too here, guys, from SBI. This was actually from last month. A recent approach to digital assets, including XRP use in the Philippines, Vietnam, and Indonesia. This one courtesy of the Wrath of Kahneman. I feel like this one slipped through the cracks. The Japanese financial group SBI Holdings has become aggressive in their fintech investing, taking stakes in many different digital financial service startups. They talk a little bit about what they did earlier this year, a $28 million Series A round in German fintech Pliant, while digital banking unit SBI Sumishin NetBank went public in March, becoming the first Japanese online lender to do so, despite the less than optimal market conditions. In recent months, though, SBI has made a series of new investments that show its growing interest in digital assets. So SBI continues to really kind of dominate the sector over there in Japan. In the third quarter, SBI made several moves to illustrate its growing bet on digital assets. First, in September, its subsidiary SBI Remit said that it had expanded its services using Ripple's XRP to bank accounts in the Philippines, Vietnam, and Indonesia. By leveraging XRP as a bridge currency and partnering with its affiliate SBI VC Trade, SBI Remit aims for faster and cheaper money transfers that can boost adoption of XRP in target markets. SBI Remit and Ripple are eyeing these Southeast Asian markets because of their growing remittance flows. So, just kind of reiterating or kind of summing up, I guess, what 2023 brought for SBI. I guess there's nothing really too new to talk about here, but, just to kind of sum up what we've been seeing for a lot of these Ripple-enabled companies, SBI, again, a huge Ripple partner and the biggest Ripple investor. So more utility there in Southeast Asia. Unfortunately, though, for us guys, these prices are not reflecting, all these partnerships that are developing. But, it's going to be that utility, essentially, over the long term that really gets this thing off the ground. I have a feeling 2024 is going to be a great year for this. I'm guessing the latter half. I'm guessing once we get into the bull run, once there is more liquidity in the market, we will hopefully we get more regulatory clarity, and that will lead to more adoption of cryptocurrencies. I mean, we've been hearing it from financial institutions. We heard it too at the top of the video, right? These are the categories here: on-ramps, off-ramps, tokenization, custody and custodial services, liquidity, identity, coming from a representative over there at Ripple. So 2024 shaping up to looking quite nice. So is it a surprise to you guys that Fidelity has a Ripple XRP ETP? Is this new news? This one coming from Digital Perspectives here on Twitter. Hello, XRP ETP, Fidelity. Some were wondering about this, but others are saying there are a few ETPs out there already. Of course, the more that get out there, the better. But the ETP ETFs aren't really the type of things that are going to get real movers of XRP. That would be utility. That coming from Paul here. Scam Daddy here also making a point. This does not trade on the American Stock Exchange, just the Swiss one and German exchanges since 2019. So, guys, this has been around, and I do remember this. I just wanted to bring it up to you because it has been floating around. Digital Assets Daily also noticing, though, an XRP ETP from Merrill Lynch. Now, I don't know how old this one is, if this has also been around since 2019 or not, but there is also another one. They do exist. Some people asking what is the difference, though, between an ETP and an ETF. The term exchange traded fund and exchange traded product might seem interchangeable. They actually, though, represent distinct categories of investment instruments, each with its unique characteristics, advantages, and considerations. While these instruments are traded on the exchange and provide exposure to shares and other assets such as indices and commodities, there are a few important differences in terms of complexity and risk. So ETPs are a broader market category that encompass a number of investment instruments. The ETPs cover a wider range of products such as ETFs, exchange traded notes or ETNs, and exchange traded commodities, ETCs. Therefore, ETFs are actually a subset of ETPs. And it gives you guys a little flowchart down here just to demonstrate that. So exchange traded products are right at the top. And that trickles down to ETFs, exchange traded funds, ETCs, exchange traded commodities, and ETNs, exchange traded notes. So guys, just to sum it up here, this Fidelity Ripple ETP, nothing new. It's been around since 2019. Even Jungle Inc. here mentioning that people are booming about some crappy XRP ETP product that was launched in 2019. They are pulling up what looks to be a dead fund on their Fidelity account. This is nonsense. So just bringing this up, the AIM and Ripple ETP. And back in 2019, there was an article just talking about this. Swiss-based AIM AG has launched the world's first Ripple ETP, the fourth physically backed cryptocurrency ETP the company has listed. So there's nothing new here, guys. Sorry to burst your bubble. The latest news, though, about Grayscale re-adding XRP to their index fund, that I think is the most exciting news for XRP holders because there's no longer a question of if XRP is a security or not. The fact that institutions like Grayscale are now adding XRP to their basket of cryptocurrencies does speak volumes. But don't take it from me, guys. Take it from Anthony Scaramucci, giving us some life lessons from his trip to Davos last year. Bitcoin is gaining traction. Don't get shaken out. Stay strong and see through the lies.
I'm at the World Economic Forum last year. I leave San Moritz, I drive to Davos, Switzerland, and I come out of the World Economic Forum, and one of the journalists says to me, "What did you learn here?" I said, "Well, Bitcoin's definitely going up in 2023. I said, "Why is that?" I said, "There were 3,000 delegates here that pronounced Bitcoin's death." Okay, and these are the very same delegates in 2007 that said the economy was going to the moon, then it crashed, and then in 2009, they said that the earth was going to open and we were all going to fall into Hades. And we started the largest bull market in U.S. economic history. In 2016, they said Hillary Clinton was going to win the presidency, no problem. And in 2020, right before COVID, that very same group of people said that Donald Trump was going to win. So here we were at the end of the conference, January 2023, where we're being told that Bitcoin's going to zero. And it should be written off and, decentralized pet rock and all this sort of nonsense. So what are the lessons that are in my book, or what are the lessons that you explain to people on your wonderful podcast? Hey, man, ignore the noise, stay in the game. Showing up and being present is literally 90% of the battle. And if you can see yourself through to the other side, And not to get biblical, but what does the Bible talk about? 7 fat years, 7 years of drought. Okay, the parable is about recognizing that you're not going to catch everything right all the time. You know, we're talking about Amazon. Amazon was written off by Barron's and others in the year 2000 when the stock went from 116 to 8. If you stayed with it, your $10,000 investment there is worth $17 million today at today's prices.
All this to basically say, do as they do, not as they say. They're full of it, guys. The powers that be do not want us to get rich. So again, if you're feeling down on your XRP investment, just remember, I've been in this space for a very long time, and this is not my first rodeo. I get it. I get how you guys are feeling. There was a crop of you back in 2019 that were feeling the exact same way, but stick with it, guys. We are going to get to new heights. I think this time around, that is just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.